Sziasztok! Ebből a videóban vetítem a Brawl Cup-ot, aki nem látná esetleg, de akkor indítom is. Nem tudom, mi fog történni, remélem jó lesz. De ebből csak egy forduló lesz, többet nem akarok. Úgy értem, hogy egy forduló, hogy elbolyoltam 5 meccs van, és úgy egy forduló.
Amber coming in with the hypercharge now. So much areas that spray with
the oil. Slow
that down. It's going to leave nowhere for SK Gaming to hide. So that Buster's been great in the early game, but not so great in the later game. Great to see Jaeyoung coming in so soon in the competition too. The two different modes of which he's going to be working around. The work mode to have additional speed and those shots with the kind of slipstream to allow your team to get into position quickly. Followed by then the party mode to have the heals coming in and that support factor. Janet, of course, a really great pick here on the side there of Revenant Xbox. I'm really quite liking their draft so far.
Most szerintetek ki fog nyerni, SK Gaming vagy a Revenant Xbox? Szerintetek melyik fog nyerni, írjátok a kommentekbe.
Don't want to be leaning on that, but having that option available to you is pretty nice. It'll also be able to block that Gene pull if necessary. Gene has been such a crucial brawler in the meta right now. He's going to be a phenomenal mid. He'll be able to scout out the bushes. And also, having a pull is never a bad thing.
It's going to be OP on the Buster. And that's the scary prospect
for me.
It's one of those brawler picks which he just plays so phenomenally well. And I think Revenant Xbox have got to be very, very careful with how they tread again in this early game scenario. Because if OP wins that lane side, then it's going to be very, very hard to retake.
OPE immediately pairing up with either Yoshi or Joker, trying to stay in close vicinity. He's going to get that super and hypercharge for free as long as he's
Meanwhile,
immediately creating the pressure in. Joker out with Vengeful Spirit's one of the most powerful things in Gene's kit right now. Pressures Zar back just a little bit, and now OPE is going into the position he's going to be most comfortable in already. Kill on the right side, looking for another on the J, but he's got to keep the safe distance and pops the shield to stay alive.
I think a smart decision there from OP to the lane side there as well, and Yoshi's done a great job on that left side, clearing things up. X9J now in the middle with the 5 kills. Got to retreat slightly to allow his teammates to pick up some of these kills.
Now SK Gaming.
Zar going into Joker, who has got the magic hand, but nothing off the back of it as OP comes up off the back of things as well. Hypercharge is with him. 2 gems for SK Gaming, and now closing the gap.
SK own these bushes. They have OP in position.
A Jane Jog, az egyenlően még jól tart.
He doesn't have anything to block it. It shouldn't be too hard. Also, with that gadget used from Zar, he'll be able to pull that guy too. Joker got to be closing in on his next pull. He's already got one off, and he's likely closing in on the hypercharge as well. SK Gaming are absolutely dominating mid. Revenant and Xbark are having a real rough time at establishing any sort of presence.
Look at the aggressiveness of SK Gaming. They just left the gems spawning into the mid to hold down their positions.
SK Gaming.
8 gems now, the lead by 2. And these kills from X9J can't come fast enough for a response who's staying ahead just simply because of those. Now, slowing the pace slightly as SK Gaming retreated back. Yoshi OP is still very, very dangerous. Has no shielding though. Would like to be able to obtain that by getting close.
Ved már fel.
Connect from Joker, and that's a hypercharge to nowhere.
SK Gaming.
It's just down to response. And look at that. With the shielding, it's going to make that look a bit of an embarrassing moment for him.
Closing in for the last dish effort, but they only got 5 seconds left. Chance at making it at all.
Megnyerjem a első fordulót. És megnyerte SK Gaming.
The gank out of nowhere on the right lane to take game 1.
This is why I love about SK Gaming. The team which just always exude confidence for me. And that first game really did feel like it. Because, in all fairness, Revenant Xbox had a good early game. They had good lane control. But as soon as their confidence dwindled, SK Gaming really took advantage of that and turned the tide.
Once more, same lane matchup for SK Gaming. They're going to put OPE on the right side versus Zar. He has that pull, so he can totally get the kill. The most important thing in the Buster matchup is that he can 3-shot this brawler on the right side. Here comes 1, 2, 3, take down, and now SK own these bushes.
A much more aggressive start for SK Gaming. The 4 gems in the pocket response. Burned down this entire left-hand side, and Yoshi is struggling to get control over the situation. Gonna be utilizing there the magic puff healing from Joker to get quickly back onto that lane side. And these heals from X9J to response are keeping him in position. Yoshi now out of position, goes down 3 versus 2.
Szerintem még a másik meccsük belfel a videóba. Több nem. Az lesz a baj. Úgyhogy fordult nem tudok nektek levetíteni. Sajnos. Még az lenne a lényeg.
And even then, it'll be a recon mission mostly solo. They've done a great job of forcing back Joker, especially response on this left side. He's been incredibly impressive as this Amber, and he's also cycled a super.
What a great drop the base there from Zar, and Joker couldn't find the angle around the corner to be able to take care of it, so it took a little bit of time for SK to recoup and recollect themselves into the match.
Elején jó volt a Evan X-pár. Jóval jobb volt. De mégis visszahozta. Ez a jó meg. Jobbak, mint mi. Az biztos.
What a difficult matchup for Zara, but he manages to get out of it with the help of Jay. But they cannot get Joker. Can't risk getting pulled either. Joker gets a takedown. Jay in a bad position. Has to abandon the bush for a little bit before he gets the assistance from response on the left side. No Vengeful Spirits contact for Joker either, but it's all right. This 10th gem spawns on SK's side, and all Ope and Yoshi have to do is hold the line of
ez meg másik. Onnan tudja még.
OP's awareness for Zar. Zar's got to take to the skies the hypercharge, and we've seen this from Zar before. He's able to get in and get out, but will he do so? No!
Ja, ez a másik meccsen hülye vagyok. Jó, de megnyerték SKH. Én hülye vagyok. SK Gaming megint megnyerte. Hoppá, Edgar, ő nem jó ember.
There was nothing that she could do in that matchup. Anytime she dared exist within Buster's range, maybe
jó, eddig a SK Gaming
was going to get 3-shot, and you saw that pressure that OPE applied throughout the entire set.
Talán még belfér meg
néhány. If there was any man to be able to do it, it was looking back to the monthly finals. That absolute daylight robbery moment where he was able to come in with the Janet and then escape with the gems. But SK Gaming just so collectively together in that match for me.
22 gemeszelt már fel a Joker. Ez igaz a legjobb. Szerintem. Jó, végül is csak gemeszed. Ez jelent is jól tolja, de... Yeah, ez a play. És olyan hülye vagyok.
These were legitimately close games right here. Really, the only thing that started to crumble from either side was that Janet wasn't able to establish really any presence on that right lane. She had to trickle down Buster one little clip around the wall at a time, and got pretty close. We have to concede that at least. For Red and X-Mark, they also got some great presence from the left side. All of those pushes that are in the final moment, where just a single shot from Zar would have actually interrupted that countdown too.
And a great draft for me as well. I think that Revenant did that really well in that regard. Moving from gem grab in to hot zone.
Nem tudom, ezért én megszúrkak a csapatomnak a SK Gaming.
I'm really seeing some good signs from the draft. There's nothing that concerns me too much so far.
Talán még ebből rakok fel sorozatot, nyelmát, én ezt végignézem ezt a fordulót.
Sort of big up there. I think Lou as well.
Number 3,
if I remember correctly, as well. So I want to see brawlers like him eradicated. I wouldn't mind seeing a brawler like Bo, who's definitely kind of moving forwards a little bit in the meta as one of those great brawlers for area denial. And the mines, of course, now with the hypercharge addition, do take a little bit longer to trigger forwards. So in terms of the draft, some definite considerations there. We've got some fun facts as well. Secret skills. Joker can speak 6 languages. He's also incredible at chess.
I was going to say, he's like a child chess prodigy. This guy is just skilled in many different esports as well, because I think we can consider chess an esport at this point. And he plays chess in a way because he is a team drafter as well. And so far, he has been cooking on some of these matchups. Moved over to Hot Zone for a second set of this match. And I think Bo was a really great shout here. He's definitely a top brawler in Hot Zone at the moment, with the hypercharge especially. It's not that you're really going to get enemies with the mines. It's more that you have impeded their progress. Enemies have to bait them out one by one. That's really irritating to deal with when most of the time your objective is to walk
ugye
onto the
egészet
zone,
ki fogja
exist a little
megnyerni.
bit, die, repeat,
Az
but as
egész.
long as you do better than your enemies.
Mert nem úgy van, hogy több csapat mérkőz. Ezt nem tudom, de szerintem igen. Szerintem egészet ki fogja megnyerni. Ezt nem tudom. Sajnos, hogy hány csapat mérkőzik, ez a 2 van még jóval több.
First pick from Revenant and already some
Aztán, hogyha elkattintasz, és azt mondod előre, meg nem megy előre, nyilvánvaló. Hát live.
as well, one of the best tank counters already in that regard. First pick from Revenant and already some.
Yeah, some cheers if you're prawn ready, of course. This guy is so strong in the current meta, though there are some pretty clear counters, I gotta say.
Igaz.
Oh, okay, yeah, nerf Hank. You know what? I support that one. This guy is way too strong, but there are some ways to deal with
that.
One
Okay,
of them I'm looking at is Draco, and I wonder if Revan and Xmark are expecting SK Gaming to go something similar.
I can't believe we're in the second set and we're already giving Adrian, the balancing guy, some grief in that regard. Nerfing Hank and now Draco.
Draco nem jó. Az nekem is megvan. Nem szeretem.
The last stand gadget, of course, is what makes Draco for me so prevalent in a game mode like Hot Zone, just having that additional ability to stay on the zone. And sometimes just that 1%, as we know, can be all it means between your loss and your victory. So I think that's a good start from SK Gaming. Heals.
Az Lunski, ez egyértelműen jó választás.
Band that really kind of should have been, in my opinion. Quite scary, but Poco is available.
Hát most Kenjivel szerintem ezt tudja hozni simába.
You've got to place a heavy consideration on that healing brawler, which for me at the moment in the current meta, Poco's the best.
I'm looking at Poco for healing. I'm looking even at a potential Barry, since he has fallen off quite a bit, but there are still walls to work with. No wall breakers just yet. I think SK Gaming are in a really great position to pick up a healer that makes use of some of these walls. Barley could absolutely come here as well. I think it's a worthwhile consideration. Revan and Xmark are looking to pretty much deathball their way all the way through this. They're going some of the highest health brawlers in the game, especially Frank, who's able to deal with Draco quite nicely, I would say. Gale, the end-all, be-all tank counter that remains in this draft.
Hát jó, igaz, hogy kitörlőn. Úgy inkább fújni abból a körből, a hodzó körből, de nem érzem, hogy ez jó esély. De legalább jó, mert aki a SK Gaming-nek fut, ennek minden van olyan. Ola! Nem is elgosszabb. És én nem tudom, de azért nem is elgom, nem is elgosszabb.
A little bit more of an edge, but Gale is not a bad shout at all from Revenant. Some very balanced drafting, I would say, on both sides. Kenji sways me. I can't help but deny it in favor of SK Gaming.
Kenji has a hypercharge right now. Not only that, it's pretty much the best in the game. You get essentially a Tara pull that brings everyone in.
You
get to spawn at the end of your super. So you're going to get to deal additional damage to anyone that you all brought together with gravity towards the middle.
Kenji megöli. Oh, eddig jobban vezet
takedown, and now the pinch on response gets one. Jay now closing in from the right side. They're playing the range matchup well. Trying not to get that much to Ope, who's now slowed and hit by the torpedo from response for the kill.
Yeah, great snow. That's freezing snow there from Zara as well, which should be a concern.
De betöltődik a szuper jó, de hát alapból nem. Azért vezettek ez a...
Yoshi on that collect pick as well. Now hypercharge already. He's dangerous. Goes down, but he's going to be coming back in with that utility.
And now you've gotten to see also why that Draco is so strong into Hank, because he has that gadget that allows him to survive for a little bit longer response.
Azt meg azt jelenti, hogy semmi között hozzá, de SK Gaming most ez jobban áll, nem sokkal, de de Joker. Az is jó. Hát láttam, hogy nem jó döntés a... Szerintem nem jó döntés volt az a Draco, nem eszembe, de az nem jó döntés volt.
It feels impossible. They're almost getting spawn trapped. Joker, though, gets a little over-aggressive. Hopefully Yoshi and Ope have got this final few percentage. It's down to 13 between SK and Victory. But Revan and Espark are now setting up camp. They gotta hold off Yoshi for a little bit longer. Stun on the Joker. There's the kill as well. Ope barely alive. Jay looking for the kill. But here comes the gadget from Ope. A kill, a heal, almost enough. Just 4% to go. Joker dashes in. That's 1, 2, and up to 100 with SK Gaming establishing their presence on that point.
Egyébként sziasztok! Szerintem ennyi lett volna ez a videó. Mert sajnos csak 15 perces lett egy videó. A YouTube szerint az így nem jó lesz, de akkor sziasztok!
O mano te convocou, talvez senta o cu popô.